New York Jets at Buffalo Bills, week 14, as we head towards the final stretch of the NFL season this weekend. The last few games, the most meaningful games, December has begun, and you can smell the playoffs. They're so close. And you got two teams in the AFC East that had one of the biggest games in the year a few weeks ago. The Jets actually came out victorious, and that was really cool to see. You know, the Jets stomped their foot. Everyone was talking about the Bills and possibly Miami competing with the Bills for the division, but the Jets said, hey, we're still here. You know, we're here too. We're not here to just get walked over. We're a team to be reckoned with. They didn't care. They knew that they had what it took to win the game. And Josh Allen has sort of found his groove the last couple of games. He's not lighting it up in the stats, not lighting it up by any stretch. But he's definitely being efficient with the ball. He's connecting with Diggs. He's connecting with Gabe Davis. That run game is going somewhat decent. But again, and he's recovered from that elbow injury for the most part. From what I can see, I don't know if it's affecting, if you guys think it's affecting his passes, but from what I saw in the Vikings game and then last week against New England, I didn't think he had any problems throwing the ball. Now, maybe him throwing the ball 50, 40 yards down the field, yeah, but who knows? So anyway, in come the Jets into Buffalo, into I don't know what their new stadium name is called, but I think it's like Highmark, something like that. The Jets are looking for the series sweep of the Bills. They already beat the Bills a few weeks ago, in which Josh Allen had his worst statistical game of the season. You know, the Jets were in his face all game. The Jets were bringing pressure. They were getting interceptions, getting takeaways. One was just early in the game that shouldn't have happened. Josh Allen was rolling out. They had just threw a bomb down the field to Stephon Diggs, and I think Jordan Whitehead come across the sideline and caught the interception on like a rollout pass. He threw it right to him. It was really weird in the red zone. And then, you know, the other one was late in the game. Sauce Gardner picked him off. Maybe it wasn't late in the game. I don't know. Anyway, towards the end of the game is when Josh Allen got that elbow injury. Bryce Huff hit him on the arm as he was trying to release the ball. And his elbow never was the same after that, for at least the next week. But like I said, I think he's fine. So anyway, keep this kind of short. Jets at Bills. The spread, I believe, is now 9.5. I believe that they're favoring the Bills to get revenge on the Jets, to get payback on the Jets, to split the series, and to put their foot in the ground and proclaim their first place on the division. Essentially knock the Jets out of having a chance to win the division. But if the Jets win this weekend, it definitely makes things interesting because they will only be one game back from the Bills. They will have the tiebreaker over the Bills. And the Dolphins are playing the Chargers this weekend, right? In Los Angeles. We all know how, you know, Florida teams, when they go to play on the West Coast, struggle like the Dolphins did last week against the Niners. So, what do I think is going to happen, right? I think this is going to be a very good game. I'm going to get to my prediction in a second. I want to finish the point I was trying to make. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so Miami plays the Chargers. If Miami loses to the Chargers, they will fall to 8-5, right? The Jets beat the Dolphins earlier in the season, 40-17. If the Jets beat the Bills, some way, somehow, God's green earth, Mike White plays a decent game, the Jets get the win. If it's by 1 point, if it's by 15 or 30 points, if they get the win, the Jets go to 8-5. The Bills will fall to 9-4, and the Dolphins will be 8-5. The Jets have the tiebreaker over the Dolphins and the Bills at that point, and they'll only be a game back from first place with their next two games against the Lions and the Vikings. I mean, the Lions and the Jaguars, excuse me. Both home games for the Jets, both winnable games. The Lions are playing really good football. They just destroyed the Jaguars last week, I believe. So, tall task for the Jets, but you can definitely see There's big rewards coming. And the good thing is, I believe next week or the week after, the Bills play the Dolphins. They still have to play them again. The Dolphins already beat them. So if the Dolphins were to beat the Bills in one of those 2 weeks after the Jets did the win, the Jets would go to first place in the division because they have tiebreakers over both teams. Obviously, the Jets still play Miami in the last game of the season. But the Jets, with the win this Sunday against Buffalo, have all those things playing for them. Now, obviously, that's when you start getting lost in the crazy loop of infinity where all these scenarios need to happen. But first comes first, Jets need to win the game. Now, I'm already 5 minutes in this video. So, let me go ahead and give my keys to victory for the Jets. Things that we need to watch out for. And I believe it was Carl Lawson that said, the reporter asked him, does it make it difficult or harder when you know that the other team you're playing is trying to get revenge on you? And he said, it doesn't really, because he said, we already know what we need to do. We just have to do it a little bit harder, a little bit stronger. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, Carl. That's pretty cool to say, but when you're asked that question, I would just say, yeah, I would just go with the grain. I mean, go with, what is the word I'm looking for? Go with what people do. People build up other teams, so that way it doesn't seem like they're taking them lightly, to the media anyway. Now, you can think what you want in your own head, and in a locker room, that's totally different, but I didn't agree with him saying that. But I get it because, it's one of those things where, he's trying to not show that sense of fear, that sense of maybe they are trying to knock our heads off or whatever. But anyway, so the Jets are going to try to sweep the Bills. What are the keys to victory for me? I'm honestly going to say this. Do what you did last time. Get to Josh Allen early in the game. Wrap him up. I mean, wrap him up. Beat the guy down. They had to beat him down and hit him hard last time. They had to run after him. He got one lucky, 40-yard rushing touchdown. The man's a freak athlete. But I don't think, as much as I'd like to say earlier, I don't think the injuries affected him. I do think it somewhat has, in terms of him wanting to play safer now. He's not as reckless as he was. I think the coaches have told him that too. I think even after the Patriots win last week, he mentioned something about that. He said, I want to play, I want to do football things. I want to act foolish. I want to make the play for my team. But, all those things said, the Jet defense is going to come after you, whether you're sitting in the pocket like Tom Brady or whether you're running around like Lamar Jackson. They're going to come after you. They're going to try to bring you down. They're going to try to hit you hard. So that's what the Jets need to do, and they need to do it early in the game. And don't let chunk plays happen, right? We had that one that I kind of walked in late on the game, right after it happened, but there was a bomb down the sideline to Stephon Diggs to start the game out where Sauce got beat. Don't let that happen. Do not let that happen. Do not let the Bills get any sort of momentum because they're at home. It's going to be freezing cold. The Jets luckily are already used to the cold right now, being in Jersey, being in New York. So, wrap Josh Allen up. Play sound football. Run the ball with Zonovan Knight. Mike White, please do not try. I know you had 350, 380 last 2 games. Do not try to do that again. Please don't. It's not throwing conditions. Try to run the ball with Zonovan Knight. Get him going. You know what I mean? Run the ball. It's how the Jets beat the Bills last time. They were able to run the ball effectively. They ran the ball. They milked 7 minutes at the end of the game, running the ball from the 5 all the way into the end zone. You know what I mean? Things like that, or for the field goal. Things like that. Be smart. Be sound. Keep Josh Allen off the field as much as you can. Do not turn the ball over, obviously, and you'll win the game. And it sounds like the same thing every week, but that's the only way the Jets are going to win the game. They've got to be able to run the ball. They do not want it to become a aerial attack or anything like that. Anyway, I'm about to hit 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Let me know what you guys think. Score predictions in the comments below. And I'll be back soon for the recap. Let's go Jets, man. Get this win. And I don't even care if we don't win the division this year. I want to make the playoffs. And that means we need to win out. We need to win the rest of our games, and we need to play smart football. We need to play like we want it. Garrett Wilson, I freaking love you, man. I love you so much. Anyway, jet up. Let's go get this dub, and let's get to 8-5. Peace.